it's just to say that I wasn't doing anything even remotely close to that before I did the course. So personally, I think I've come a long way, and it was the course and Lawrence that helped me get there. So I think you guys have a lot to look forward to. I have a few tips, which is basically my mistakes and that I learned a bit from.
Can we turn the light back on?
Oh, thank you. Okay. Self-directed learning. Basically, YouTube is your friend. I've watched so many videos on photography on YouTube. Not only photography, but also on post-processing, Photoshop, Lightroom. And they help me hugely. Some of them are rubbish, but you'll quickly figure out what's good and what's not, if you don't already know. Lawrence sends out regular emails every week. Read them from top to bottom. They're huge and they have a lot of information and they're really going to help you. In this class, or maybe the next one, I think you'll all partner up into little groups, so you have these buddies. Make sure you stay in touch with them because it's really helpful when you're going, I don't have a series, what the hell do I do? To ring up your buddy or to email them and say, look, and they say the same thing to you and you go, okay, I don't feel so bad now. Printing. So I printed my first, I've never printed anything before in my life, never printed a picture, except when I was doing film a long time ago. And the first prints I did as test prints for our show were the week before the show was due, and they turned out terrible. So I had to redo them the day before the show, and I nearly had an ulcer. In fact, I think I still have it. So in about week 6 or 7, I think this is a 10-week course. 12, okay. Okay, then week 7, 8, something like that. Start getting a few test prints, work out which lab works best for you, and make sure that you have that set up so that when you're ready with your final pictures, you can just print it and trust that you'll get good results. It'll save you a lot of heartache, I can promise you that. I think that's all really I had to say. Course is great. If you're feeling lost at any stage, Lawrence will always talk to you, and he's fantastic. So, many is the time that we've all run to him going, we're lost. So it's very comforting, and thank you very much. I really enjoyed it, and I think I've gotten better as a photographer as a result. So that's it from me. I don't want to bore you guys any longer. So if you have any questions, feel free to ask me.
Ask him.
Well, this is a question for maybe all of us here. I mean, when I had no idea when I signed up for this that we literally were going to be exhibiting, which is cool, but I had no idea. So when do we do that? The 10th, 11th, 12th? Is that
usually the second last week of the course.
The 11th session is your show.
Yeah.
And where do we exhibit? Because I want to get some invitations set up for this.
I'll be giving you your invitation in a couple of minutes. Calm down.
Like a size that you mount the pictures for the show, or is like a standard, or could you be flexible, or it's kind of whatever moves you at the moment, or how does that work?
All of the above. Okay. So there's a lot of flexibility. Lawrence will help you guide based on what your pictures are. Some people, I did 20 by 16s, so they were big. Other people did 16 by 12s. Other people did actually quite small ones. The smaller they are, the more you can fit into your space, of course. Other people in the past, I think, have done one large and lots of little ones, and that's a good story that Lawrence will tell you at some point. So, people have done all kinds of things. So it's entirely up to you, the style of pictures you take. And I think some people have done really small ones too, haven't they? Yes.
Now, did you mat them yourself, or did you have them matted?
No, we matted them ourselves.
Okay.
That was YouTube. YouTube helped a lot.
How much editing did you do to your pictures?
I'm old school, so I don't like to edit much. A little tweak of contrast, little tweak of white balance is pretty much it. Yeah. It also helps that I don't know much about Photoshop and Lightroom, so I can't do a lot. But I think the bulk of the work should be done in camera. That's my philosophy. So.
Okay.
But other people, even in our class, were just phenomenally good, and they did portraits of people in villages in Mexico. They did pictures, landscapes from Ireland, and they had a lot of post-processing, and they looked amazing. I mean, they were brilliant pictures. They were almost, commercial quality, really good. So it's up to you what you like, and
When do you recommend kind of thinking about the theme of what you're going to do, or that just kind of takes a life of its own?
I started thinking about it from the beginning, because now from the first class that is what you're aiming for, that you need to have a unified theme. I thought too much in retrospect, because I drove myself nuts for 5 weeks. What am I going to do? What am I going to do? And then I came up with all these harebrained ideas. One was yellow. I was going to have something yellow in all my pictures. It wasn't such a harebrained idea. It could work, but I gave that up. Another one was up, which was basically all my shots would be with a perspective facing upwards, shooting up, basically. That looked ridiculous pretty quickly. I gave up on that. What else did I have? The faces, with the portraits. I thought I'd do a series of portraits, but then, I just didn't go through with that either. So think about it, but don't stress out about it, because, but take lots of pictures, because the ideas will come as you're shooting, or in the shower. Anything can happen. It's, so just take pictures. Take pictures of everything. I mean, that's what I do. I still do it. People think I'm nuts. I just went to Australia for 3 weeks, and I've got 1,800 raw files on my camera that I have to edit now, which is bad. But what do you do, right? But there'll be, maybe 3 or 4 good shots in there, I hope. So
let's hope so, on a percentage basis.
Fingers crossed. So, take lots of pictures. I think by 4 or 5 weeks, about 40% of the way into the course, if you're still struggling and you have no idea what you're going to do, talk to your buddies, talk to Lawrence, and they will help kind of guide you a little bit better, and then it helps to crystallize things.